rewriting history again when she claims credit for the sanctions on Iran. In a speech last week before a Jewish group, Hillary delivered her first full-throated defense of her record as Secretary of State. And the key thing she cited was her work for the sanctions that were imposed on Iran. You know, she calls this a relay race, and she handed off the baton to Kerry, but laid the groundwork for the negotiations that are going on now. And the groundwork was the sanctions that were imposed. But now Senator Kirk from Illinois, a Republican, and Senator Menendez, a Democrat from New Jersey, the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, both dispute Hillary's version of the events. And they point out that the administration and the State Department opposed every one of the sanctions tooth and nail as they were being passed. In 2009, there was a sanction imposed on gasoline refinement, refined gasoline being sent to Iran. And Wendy Sherman, the Deputy Secretary of State, testified against it and said it would be a huge error. In 2012, there was a sanction imposed on the central bank dealings and Iran's central bank restricting their access to the international banking community called SWIFT. And the Undersecretary of State, Burns, went to Capitol Hill and warned against this. There are at least 5 episodes of administration intervention and State Department intervention against sanctions on Iran. And the sanctions were passed by bipartisan majorities, in most cases unanimously in both houses of Congress, despite the opposition of Hillary's State Department. These are cataloged in a column that's going to come out today. Watch for it, where I'll go through these in greater depth. Hillary makes the point that she worked hard at strong-arming Europeans to get them to go along with the sanctions, and worked in the Security Council to do that once the sanctions were voted. And that's true, she did. But it leaves her vulnerable to another charge. It appears that Susan Rice, a UN ambassador, received transcripts and wiretaps and surveillance information on UN diplomats, and specifically asked the NSA to intercept and spy on 4 swing votes in the Security Council, non-permanent members, Nigeria, Gabon, Chad, and I forget the 4th one. And the NSA did, and Susan Rice sent them a letter thanking them for doing it. Now, if this was Hillary's operation, strong-arming these delegates and getting the votes for it, she obviously must have been part of the decision to get the NSA to spy on them and tap their phones and collect probably compromising material, which they may have used to ensure that they voted for the sanctions. So either way, Hillary's ensnared in this. But let's not let her rewrite history again. She was not the leading advocate of these sanctions. She was one of its most determined opponents. Thanks for watching.